Welcome to the May 5th, 2021 Commissioners Meeting. For those watching, we do have some new audiovisual tools today, so I will apologize in advance if we maybe fumble and stumble. If we do, just be patient with us. We're trying to come into the 21st century with our ability to project things on the screen so that folks watching can see what we're reading up here. So, with that in the backdrop, we are once again joined by veteran Don Bradley to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance, and we're joined today by Pastor Roberta Johnson, who is a retired pastor from Memorial Hospital, to lead us in the invocation.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Psalms 1 and 2 says, "Blessed is the person who walks not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor stands in the path of sinners, nor sits in the seat of the scornful. But his delight is in the law of the Lord, and in his law he meditates day and night." Let us pray. Father God, in the name of your Son, Jesus Christ, I pray that you would continue to walk with these commissioners and strengthen them in their endeavor. Give them the wisdom and faith for the challenges that lie ahead, courage to make the right decisions, and to move forward with the assignments you have given them. We pray for their spiritual, emotional, and physical well-being, that they would continue to be persons of character and integrity. Keep them safe and guide their feet in the way of peace. Now the Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord make his face to shine upon you and be gracious unto you. The Lord lift up his countenance upon you, and may he give each and every one of you peace. Amen.
Amen. Great. All right. Next up on the agenda, we have a proclamation that's going to be read by Commissioner Smith for Institutional Parole and Corrections Employee Week.
Whereas York County Prison employs approximately 500 people, to include the warden, deputy wardens, facilities manager, support staff manager, shift commanders, unit managers, captains, lieutenants, sergeants, correctional officers, counselors, education manager, maintenance and support staff. And whereas the employees oversee an operational capacity of nearly 2,200 inmates, whereas York County Prison employees offer a variety of treatment services, including cognitive behavioral programs and anger management. And whereas York County Prison employees work in conjunction with volunteers to run programs such as Celebrate Recovery, Community Reentry, and Alcoholic Anonymous. And whereas full and part-time teachers employed at the prison provide education services such as adult ed, GED, and high school programs to inmates under the age of 21. And whereas York County Prison employees have formed a variety of teams to help ensure the safety of our residents and staff. These teams include the Fire Emergency Response Team, Corrections Special Applications Unit, and Crisis Intervention Team. Whereas York County Corrections employees are dedicated to the safety and integrity of York County Prison. Now, therefore, we, the Commissioners of York County, Pennsylvania, would like to recognize York County Prison employees for serving the citizens of York County, given this day in York in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania on the 5th day of May in the year of our Lord, 2021, in witness whereof we have hereunto subscribed our names, the Board of York County Commissioners.
Thank you. And for those folks watching from York County Prison and maybe Dauphin County or Lancaster counties, just thank you for all that you do. We appreciate it. Okay, we'll move on to item number 5 on the agenda.
I make a motion to approve the consent agenda, items A through D as listed below.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries. We will move on to item number 6.
I make a motion to approve a grant agreement between the County of York on behalf of the Adult Probation Department and the Pennsylvania Commission on Crime and Delinquency, Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, in the amount of $300,000 for jail and state prison incarceration. This grant funds partial salaries for 4 existing probation officers dedicated to the immediate punishment program, full salaries and benefits for 3 drug and alcohol case managers, and random and frequent drug and alcohol testing.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. On to item number 7.
I make a motion to approve a contract agreement between the County of York on behalf of the Human Services Department and Effect TV, York, Pennsylvania, to provide an advertising campaign to promote Youth Mental Health Awareness Month for a total cost of $5,000.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. On to item number 8.
I make a motion to approve a contract agreement between the County of York on behalf of the Human Resources Department and Veripro, Grand Rapids, Michigan, to provide retiree benefits administration services at a fee of $30 per claim with a minimum cost of $300 per month.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item number 9.
I make a motion to approve a contract agreement between the County of York on behalf of the Commissioner's Office and Joaquin and Company, Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, to provide facilitation and development of a county strategic plan for a total cost of $30,250.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed? Motion carries. We'll move on to item number 10.
I make a motion to approve a contract between the County of York and GVI Group, Inc. of York Springs, Pennsylvania, for a bridge bundle project for the superstructure replacement of York County Bridge number 55, Forge Hill Road over Cabin Creek in Lower Windsor Township, the replacement of York County Bridge number 89, Twin Arch Road over the south branch of the Codorus Creek in Springfield and North Codorus Townships, and the replacement of York County Bridge number 273, Chestnut Grove Road over Stony Run in Carroll Township in the amount of $1,871,800.25. The projects will be funded by local use fees.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. I know our bridge folks are here. Did you want to make any comments? Sure. Thank you.
Good morning. This is the next group of bundled bridges in the replacement program. We put those out as a bundle, and we got very good bids in. We had 5 bidders. The lowest 3 bidders were all within $100,000 for the total contract, so you can see how competitive it was. This is being funded by the local use fees, and the bid amount is within budget, and we're going to move ahead and get these taken care of.
So will these bridges necessarily be closed, or will they be posted, or how does that work for the public?
Yeah, there'll be detours posted, and we'll have something out on the county's website and updates as the project move forward.
Good.
And I know you're early in the stages, but roughly how long do you think this will take?
Steve, we've got, I think they'll be done this season.
By when?
They'll be done in 2021.
Okay. Any other questions?
No?
All right. Hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item number 11.
I make a motion to approve an agreement between the County of York on behalf of the Facilities Management Department and Brzezinski Electrical Contractor, LLC, York, Pennsylvania, for the replacement of an 800-amp breaker at the Emergency Services Center for a cost of $11,380.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item number 12.
I make a motion to approve the following lease agreements between the County of York on behalf of the Parks and Recreation Department to provide agricultural farming as listed below, and it's Leroy Bupp, 7 Valleys, Pennsylvania, 22 acres located in Spring Valley County Park, North Hopewell Township, in the rent of $8,800 from May 5th, 2021 through December 31st, 2021. And Aaron Zook, Stroudsburg, Pennsylvania, 25 acres located in Spring Valley County Park, Springfield Township, a rent of $10,000 from May 5th, 2021 to December 31st, 2026.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. On to item number 13.
I make a motion to approve the following agreements of sale and purchase of perpetual agricultural conservation easements by the County of York, acting through the York County Agricultural Land Preservation Board's 2020 county funds dedicated for land preservation purposes, and they are 228.19 acres of farmland owned by Randall K. and Sarah A. Patterson, located in Chancellor Township, for $684,570, and 44.44 acres of farmland and vineyard owned by PA Wine Works, LLC, located in Hopewell Township, for $133,320.
Second.
I have a motion and a second.
I see Patty's here, and I think maybe you want to give us some information on this motion.
You tend to fall. Good morning,
Morning.
commissioners and ladies and gentlemen. I can't see everybody, but let's see, I'll start with the Patterson Farm. I believe that's the first one on your agenda. It's my pleasure to present to you on behalf of the York County Ag Preserve Board, the Randall and Sarah Patterson 228.19 acre farm for county-only easement purchase. The Patterson's farm is a beef and crop farm located in Chanceford Township. In 2020, it was one of the farms that we appraised, title searched, landowners did the survey for preparation for ag land preservation. We appraised the farm, and the ag conservation easement value was $3,680 an acre, which exceeded our cap. We established a 2019 cap on all easement purchases of $3,000 an acre. So this is an 82% bargain sale, and they did accept. So we are asking, the Ag Preserve Board is recommending the purchase of the Patterson easement for $684,570. The incidental costs will be paid, reimbursed to the county for the cost to process this easement. Those totaled $7,746. After settlement, I'll submit certain documents for reimbursement. The parents farm this crop and beef farm. They also farm it with their two sons. The farm exceeded all of our eligibility criteria. The farm is enrolled in Ag Security Area of Chanceford. 99% of the soils were in land capability class 1 through 4, which are your productive agricultural soils. 87% of the farm is harvestable cropland, pasture, hayland. They exceeded our gross farm income that we require. And the Patterson farm is unique in that not only do they follow their conservation plan, they do it to such a high level that they have won awards through the York County Conservation District and also the State Conservation Commission. So they were a Pennsylvania award-winning conservation farm. So we're very proud of that. So on behalf of the Ag Preserve Board, we recommend your approval of the Patterson's Ag Conservation easement purchase using 2020 funds. Okay. The next farm that I present for your consideration is a 44-acre farm. It's a winery in Hopewell Township. This is the former Naylor Winery, if you're familiar with that location. Okay, so we're preserving the cropland and the vineyards, okay? Carl Helrich and Christine Miller, they own Allegra Winery. They are the purchasers, and they are also known as PA Wine Works, LLC, with regard to this farm deed. Let's see, this farm also met all of our eligibility requirements, enrolled in Ag Security Area in the Hopewell Township area. 100% of their soils were in land capability class 1 through 4. 74% of the land is harvestable, and their conservation plan today is 86% implemented. The farm qualified, was ranked appraised in 2020 with 16 other farms. The landowners accepted an 87% bargain sale on this farm, which is the $133,320 that we're asking you to approve today. The state will reimburse us $4,533.71 for the incidental costs to process the farm. So on behalf of the York County Ag Preserve Board, we recommend approval of PA Wineworks LLC for easement purchase.
Any questions for Patty?
Thank you.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Thank you, Patty. Item number
I just want-
14.
Can I make one comment? Is that
Sure.
okay? In 2020, because of your funding, you allowed us to process 16 farms. 13 of those were state easements that have all now been processed, either preserved or state board approved. And the 3 of those of 2020, 2 of which you've seen today, and we have 1 more we're processing, the Brown Farm, for your later consideration. And then this year in 2021, because of the dedicated funds you've provided to us, we are able to select another 14 farms, which we are actively processing now. So thank you again for funding our program. It's made a difference.
Great. Thanks, Patty.
Thanks, Pat.
Thank you.
All right, on to item number 14.
Motion to award the bid for the rehabilitation of the hangar apron area at the York Airport to Stewart and Tate Incorporated in the amount of $168,534.40 for the base bid and $159,443 for alternate number 1, for a total award of $327,977.40. Funding for this project is through a PennDOT Aviation grant. No county funds are being expended for this project.
I'll second the motion.
A motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Item number 15.
Motion to adopt Resolution 2021-10 designated the following staff from the York County Planning Commission as new users under the Integrated Disbursement and Information System, IDIS, with access and user functions authorized by the local IDS administrator and grantee approving official. Kathy Yantz, Arizona Cooper, Sandra Weininger, Wade Gobrecht, Wanda Montalvo, and Dory Brannon.
I'll second the motion.
I have a motion and a second. I do see the Planning Commission here. Did you want to make any comments on this motion? Great.
Good morning.
Good morning.
The Integrated Disbursement and Information System, that's used by the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development and its grantees to set up activities for HUD programs, draw down funds for those activities, and also officially submit plans for a single application process to HUD to receive funds. So the expansion of new users within the York County Planning Commission is a result of 2 items, excuse me, one of which is expanded capacity. Throughout the past year, we've had additional staff come on board that works within the fiscal management and reporting sector for the HUD programs. Secondly is to ensure, through a revision of our standard operating procedures, to ensure that not only do we have primary function people for certain users and functions in the IDIS system, but also backup staff to ensure that we have coverage for all the functions and capabilities allowed within IDIS.
But the standard of appointing somebody going through this motion, which is a little different than normally the Planning Commission would just make that recommendation, is for security reasons, or?
For this system, we always had to do this. We haven't done it in a long, long
I
time.
was going to say, I don't remember this ever.
Yeah, I think the last one was 10-plus years ago that we had a new user. So we've had good sustainability, but through the revision and expanded staff capacity, now's the time to add additional users.
Great. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Item number 16.
Motion to adopt Resolution 2021-11
Sorry.
approving the 2021 York County Annual Action Plan for the Community Development Block Grant, Home Investment Partnership and Emergency Solutions Grant, federal programs. The annual action plan is required to be submitted to the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development for community planning and development funding. The President and Commissioner is authorized and directed to execute all required documents for the submission of the plan and the administration of the programs.
I'll second the motion.
I have a motion and a second. I know Eric Saunders, who's the Executive Director of New Hope Ministries, is here today. Share a few comments.
Good morning and thank you. I wanted to make a couple of quick points. 6 years ago, we made a request for community development block grants for New Hope Ministries, which resulted in the opening of our Dillsburg office. 3 years ago, we were here asking for an investment in our Dover office, which opened last year. And today we are asking for funds as part of this community development block grant proposal to be able to open an office in northeastern York County, serving the communities of Goldsboro, Lewisberry, York Haven, and nearby communities. We are so grateful that you have put the trust in us to be able to give us the resources to serve low-income residents in areas of the county that don't have access to anti-poverty, anti-hunger services. We are looking forward to serving this new community, which is currently being served by a mobile food pantry. In each of the cases I mentioned, your investment was matched by 6 to 10 private dollars of investment and are going to provide generations of facilities to be able to serve York County residents for many, many years to come. So we are grateful that you would consider this proposal, that the Planning Commission has put such trust in us, and certainly want to add my thanks for all of the support that you've offered county residents and our organization over the last year of the pandemic. We've been providing emergency food, emergency housing, reemployment programming with those funds. We're just very, very grateful for our partnership with the county and very supportive of the Community Development Block Grant Plan that's being voted on today.
Great. Certainly food insecurity is a big need in the community. Where would you go next? What's next on your radar?
We have on our website a long-term plan. For York County, we are sort of closing the gaps where there aren't already existing service providers. Some of the areas that we think are high need where there aren't sufficient services would include Thomasville and Spring Grove areas. But at that point, we will hit Southern Community Services and Community Reach and some other great service providers' territories, and we're not interested in duplicating their work. But that should finish building out the northern tier and the eastern edge, the western side of the county.
That's great.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks, Eric. Any questions for Eric?
No, it sounds like you're doing a great job.
Yeah.
I have a question for the Planning Commission. Is it now an application that comes in through from your organization to go through the process and be recommended for approval for the money, for the funding?
That's my understanding.
Okay. Good.
Okay. Any comments from the Planning Commission? Okay. Any further discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Keep up the great work, Eric. Item number 17.
Motion to adopt Resolution 2021-12 on behalf of the Community Development Departments of the York County Planning Commission to approve the York County 2021, 2022, and 2023 three-year project plan for the Community Development Block Grant and Emergency Solutions Grant Program activities funded through the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development, Washington, D.C.
I'll second the motion.
I have a motion and a second. I'll just double check the Planning Commission doesn't want to.
Yeah, is there any information on, with the federal government, how much funding we get? Is it going up, going down for a block grant program? I don't.
Yes, actually, and going back to number 16, specific to our annual action plan, for 2021 program year for our 3 entitlement programs, and that begins July 1. It runs July 1 to June 30th. But for 2021, we'll receive $2.2 million in CDBG funds. We have close to $850,000 in home investment partnership funds, and then $190,000 in emergency solutions grant funds, which is earmarked for our homeless population. That is an increase, a slight increase from previous year, and that continues a trend of over the past 5 years where we've had slight increases in all 3 programs. So it's a good sign. Hopefully that continues. And this doesn't include any of the CARES Act funding that you guys have seen pass through through the HUD programs. So with the increase of our normal entitlement programs with the CARES Act, we're doing a lot of work in the housing and community development arena.
And this is federal money coming
Correct.
from the federal government. And for your program, does it include the city or the county not including the city?
The city gets its own allocation for community development block grant and home investment partnership. For emergency solutions grant, though, they do not receive an allocation, so we run the program on behalf of both the city and the county for emergency solutions grant.
So everything else would be included under the county umbrella? Like I know Hanover is a very large population base, so that would fall under this.
Correct. All the other municipalities contained within would be covered by our program, yep. Thank you.
Yep, thank you.
We'll tag team here. Good morning. My name is Joanne Galliano. I'm Chief of Community Development Division for York County Planning Commission. George just talked about the 2021 action plan. Eric Saunders just talked about an activity that has been proposed for funding under the 2022 program year. And I'm going to talk about our 3-year project plan, which is where the activities come from for the Community Development Block Grant Program and Emergency Solutions Grant Program. Congress established the CDBG program in 1974. At that time, its purpose was to combine various urban renewals, small cities, model cities. There were a ton of programs around at that time. But the primary purpose of CDBG is to develop viable urban communities by providing decent housing and a suitable living environment and expanding economic opportunities, all principally to benefit low and moderate income persons. At this time, moderate income for a family of 4 is $65,450 annually. The CDBG program is available nationally to states, territories, cities, and urban counties. The City of York qualifies for its own CDBG program, and York County qualifies as an urban county. The Emergency Solutions Grant Program was initially funded in 1987 under the McKinney-Vento Homeless Assistance Act. There have been more recent changes to that program under the HEARTH Act, and they currently govern the Emergency Solutions Grant Program. It's designed to be the first step in a continuum of assistance to enable homeless individuals and families to move towards permanent housing and independent living. It also works to prevent homelessness, and we're required to coordinate those funds with other homeless assistance programs. Congress allocates funding to CDBG and ESG to the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development as part of the federal budget. The grants to the county are calculated each year on a formula basis and can fluctuate year to year. As George said, we've been seeing increases in the last 5 years, which are most welcome. Over the past 10 funding years, the county's received an average of $2.3 million in CDBG funding and $181,000 in ESG funding, and that's each on an annual basis. What's interesting about CDBG and ESG is most of the activities that we do are not done by the county. They are done by subrecipient municipalities, nonprofit organizations like New Hope Ministries that Eric talked about, county agencies, and affordable housing owners and operators. So in order to identify and select qualified activities, a competitive application process is held. The application process for this 3-year project plan was started in September of 2020, and by the time we ended our application round on January 15th of 2021, we had 62 applications for CDBG funding, totaling $7.7 million over 3 years. The ESG program attracted 7 applications, totaling a little over $2 million for all 3 years. Unfortunately, we can only spend what we have, so the 3-year project plan assumes $2 million in funding each year. We do that conservatively in case our funds do get reduced, or $6 million over the 3 years. Based on this projected funding amount, 32 CDBG activities for subrecipients and 5 housing activities that are administered by the Housing Division of the York County Planning Commission are included in the plan. The types of activities we're able to fund are planning activities, housing, public services, public infrastructure, and community facilities all over York County. It's anticipated that 97% of the funding will primarily benefit low and moderate income persons. The Emergency Solutions Grant Program in the 3-year project plan assumes annual funding of $180,000 each year. It includes 6 activities for subrecipient organizations, and those types of activities include homeless shelters, street outreach to unsheltered homeless, rapid rehousing assistance to help permanently house homeless individuals and families, and homeless prevention assistance to help keep people where they're living so they don't end up on the street. Included in the CDBG plan in 2022 is the request that Eric Saunders mentioned for the proposed acquisition of a community facility center in the northeastern part of the county. Of course, funding for that project as well as any other projects are subject to receipt of sufficient funding from HUD and that the activities conform to the program requirements. And the county commissioners will see these activities again each program year when they are approved as part of the annual action plan. You actually saw that today with the approval of the 2021 annual action plan. So you'll see them again. And they may change as we get our annual funding amounts from HUD. We may see fewer projects or more projects depending on funds available. Anybody that wants to see the plan can access it through the York County Planning Commission website at www.ycpc.org. Are there any questions?
Nope.
Sounds good.
Thank you for your attention.
Yeah, thank you. All right. No further discussion. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item number 18.
Motion to approve the appointments of the following individuals to the Susquehanna Regional Transportation Authority. They are listed below. Raymond Rosen, 5-year term. Keith Martin, 4-year term. Richard Carson, 3-year term.
I'll second the motion.
I have a motion and a second. Just to remind everyone, a couple weeks ago, the commissioners approved a resolution combining the Central Pennsylvania Transit Authority and the Capital Area Transit Authority into the Susquehanna Regional Transportation Authority. And that's a combination of York, Adams, Franklin, Dauphin, Cumberland, and the city of Harrisburg. So these will be York County's appointments, providing the motion passes to that newly formed authority.
And York County does have the most appointees on the authority board since we are the biggest county. And I know the prior Board of Commissioners, when we discussed this, argued for that to make sure that we're well represented.
All right. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item number 19.
Motion to approve tax refund register 2021-01, authorizing payment of York County real estate tax refunds totaling $14,924.54.
I'll second the motion. You're right. You're right. Yeah.
Okay. I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? We're good? Okay. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries. We'll move on to, this is the technical challenge I mentioned earlier, so.
Yeah, it's hard to read when it's moving.
Moving, yeah. Okay. All right. We'll get it down. This is the first time for us, so.
Cross-eyed here.
Yeah. Item number 20.
Motion to approve the check register for the week of April 28th, 2021 totaling $20,877,784.81.
I'll second the motion.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion?
I know this is a big number, but we checked and we have like a $5 million final annual allocation to our post-employment benefit fund, which will make us whole for the year. Health Choices, we had a distribution of about $8 million, and we had our retirement that we had to fund this month for about $2 million. So it is in line with other weeks.
Great. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item number 21.
Motion to approve the check register for the week of May 5th, 2021 totaling $4,501,065.31.
I'll second the motion.
A motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. There were no executive sessions between our meetings. Other business, I know we have an elections board meeting after salary board, but for those who won't be sticking around for that, just to let folks know, on May 15th, next Saturday, we will have a drop box out in front of the administration building from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. if you want to drop your mail-in ballot off in person. And like we've done the past 2 election cycles, we will also have a drop box out in front of the county administration building on election day from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. All right, I guess I'll open it up for public comment. Oh. If you could just state your name and municipality.
My
And
name is
keep your
Will.
remarks to roughly,
Yeah, no,
okay.
be brief. Good morning. My name is Will Clark. I'm with the York County Planning Commission. I'm the Chief of Transportation Planning. Just wanted to take this opportunity to present something to get it out to the public about Go York 2045, which is our transportation plan for the next 20 plus years. We're looking at approving that over the next couple months, and we just kicked off the final step, which is the public comment period, which will run through June 9th. We have a website. It's www.goyork2045.com. All the information can be found there. The plan is there. Also, a survey link is there, and we're asking the public to take a survey link. We also know that this plan is large. I mean, it's over 120 pages, and it talks about a lot of things. We're opening up 2 different public open houses that we're going to conduct virtually. One is May 11th, and one is May 20th. And both of them will be open from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m., and our staff will be holding a virtual Zoom link, which we have on the website. Someone can click on the Zoom link, come in, sit down, have a one-on-one conversation with our staff to talk about the items and the issues that are included in the plan. And we can walk through and show them things on the screen. Normally, we would do this through public meetings, but in the time that we're in, we're trying a virtual side, and we've already have I'm not going to say more participation, but as much participation in a virtual world than we do in a in-person setting for these type of plans. So I think this might be a good opportunity to put our effort into this and make sure that we get as much as we can out of this comment period and provide an open comment to the public. So that is everything I wanted to have there. I think we'll put the address in the public comment or in the comments under the Facebook page for the county, and it also can be found on the York County Planning Commission Facebook page as well.
So for those folks who might not have the best connectivity to go into a Zoom meeting, what other options do they have to provide the Planning Commission feedback?
Good point. Yeah, the document is available at your front desk of your office. It's also at several different state legislator offices as well, too. Not everybody had the access to be able to host that document, but that was, I don't have the list, but someone could call 717-771-9870, which is the County Planning Commission phone number. Ask for someone in transportation. We can show you the location that has the public documents as a printed version.
Okay, great.
When you started your comments, I may have missed this, but for the public's information, we have an organization that reviews all the funding we get to do our road projects and other things. And it's been a lot in the paper with the Mount Rose Avenue project, and now they're talking about eminent domain today, was in about the 83 project and the increasing in lanes from a certain point in time. We're talking about people coming in and comment on future projects, not projects that have already been approved. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's pretty much what we're looking for, is more about the actions and the concepts that we have in the plan. There are projects located as well, too, in the plan that look out into the future. The ID3 project that you're mentioning there is shown in the plan because it's a funding scenario that's going to go for the next 6 or 7 years as we finish pieces of that project. So that is all part of that. We will still take comments on anything, whether it's an existing project or whether it's a future project. We will take comments either way.
Okay.
Great. Anything
All right.
else?
No, that's
Thank
everything.
you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Will.
Yeah. Any other public comment? All right, if I could have a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? We are adjourned, and we are going to move on to salary board.
I make a motion to approve the minutes from the April 21st, 2021 Salary Board meeting as submitted.
Second?
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Item number 2.
I make a motion to approve the positions, salaries, hours of work, and fringe benefits as provided by existing collective bargaining agreements or as set forth in York County Employee Handbook or York County Policy Manual for the following departments and row offices as stated below, with no additional benefits or concessions unless otherwise noted and are as listed.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries.
And I'll make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? We are adjourned, and we are moving on to Election Board. So I will call to order the York County Board of Elections for May 5th. And I believe the first thing up on the agenda is consideration of relocating some polling locations. So could you go to the mic?
Okay, pursuant to statutory section 25 PS 2726, the Board of Elections needs to consider relocation of several polls for the May 18 primary election. There are 3 that we need to consider. The first is in Spring-Itsbury Township. It is District 6. It's going to move from Yorkshire Elementary School to the Holiday Inn and Suites on Cinema Drive. The second one is in Warrington Township, I believe there's, okay. Warrington Township from Municipal Building on Rossville Road in Wellsville to Round Top Mountain Resort in Lewisberry. And the third that needs to be considered, and these are the permanent, I believe, relocations. Windsor Township is District 2, from Red Lion Bible Church on Springvale Road to Pleasant View Elementary School on Delta Road in Red Lion.
Okay, and I would just ask you, and make sure that I understand it, these 3 locations are permanent changes to polling places.
Yes.
Okay. Then I may read the motion differently when I read the
That's
first
fine.
motion.
So for folks watching, we did have a request from Warrenton Township to relocate that polling location, and they were gracious enough to identify a site for us, so we thank them for that. And we also, I want a special thanks to the Red Lion Superintendent for helping us in relocating Red Lion Bible Church, who did not want to continue to be a polling location, so.
I would also note that the Holiday Inn was a temporary, the one in Spring-Itsbury was a temporary location during the last election.
Okay. Any more public
Any
comment?
questions? I'll just open it up briefly to see if there's any public comment.
Yep.
And just state your name and municipality for the record, and
Ryan
3 minutes or
Supler,
less.
York City. I just wanted to make sure that all the permanent locations will be in precinct, like for the designated area.
I believe all, yeah, they
Okay, just making sure, because I know sometimes for like temporary changes. Yeah,
Right.
thank you.
Any other public comment? All right, hearing none, you want to make a motion?
Yep. I'll make a motion to approve the permanent relocation of 3 polling places. Spring-Itsbury Township, District 6, from Yorkshire Elementary School, 595 Mill Street to Holiday Inn Express and Inns and Suites, 18 Cinema Drive in York. The second one is Warrington Township, from the Municipal Building, 3345 Rosstown Road, Wellsville, to Round Top Mountain Resort, Mountain View Lodge, 925 Round Top Road in Lewisberry. And the third one is Windsor Township, District 2, from Red Line Bible Church, 105 Springvale Road, to Pleasant View Elementary School, 700 Delta Road, Red Line.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. And again, just thank you to Warrington Township and Red Line School District for working with the county on these locations.
The next matter we'd request the Election Board consider is pursuant to Title 25 PS Section 2726 to consider the temporary relocation of a few polling locations, the first of which is Spring Garden District 4 from the Grumbacher Center of York College, Pennsylvania, to the Regents Glen Box Hill Mansion Event Tent at 1501 Copper Beach Drive in York. And I would note that that was also a temporary location for our last election.
And the reason we are moving it again from a temporary standpoint is York College, the Grumbacher Center, is not open for us to use at this time. They are hopeful that in the general election, they will be able to be open as a polling location. Any other questions for Michelle? Also, if Rod Krebs is watching, a big thank you again to Regents Glen and Rod for availing their facilities for us. We'll open it up for public comment. Okay. If I can have a motion?
I make a motion to approve the temporary relocation of the following polling place pursuant to 25 PC, Section 2726, for the May 18th, 2021 municipal primary election to Spring Garden, District 4, from Grumbacher Center, York College of Pennsylvania, to Regents Glen Box Hill Mansion Event Tent, 1501 Copper Beach Drive, York, PA 17403.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
Second.
A motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Oh, all the polling location changes are posted on our website. Anyone opposed? All right, we are adjourned. Thanks. Thanks, everyone. Have a great day. Enjoy the rain.